Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BC, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, what's my brethren all around the world watching this video? Hope your day is going good wherever you're at. It's been a rather long day for me, but happy to be in front of this camera, happy to be talking boxing. And I wanted to talk about, let's talk super middleweight division for a second, because in that super middleweight division, we had the World Boxing Super Series going on. I have more on that later on in the week. You can expect me to be live for that, as well as the Juan Francisco Estrada Sorongvasai fight. So be on the lookout for that coming up later on in the week. But as far as the 168-pound division goes, from the Al Heyman, from the PBC side of things, I wanted to talk about two of Al Heyman's best 168-pounders, and that's David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. Now, both these guys are coming off of impressive wins last Saturday. We'll start with Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant fought his first step-up fight in Rogelio Medina. Rogelio Medina, a guy that's beating the likes of Jillian Love. It gave James Gale a very tough fight, which a lot of people thought he won. And Caleb Plant looked sensational against him. He just looked he was in command from the word go, won every moment of every round, and he looked like the goods in his first step-up fight. So I liked what I saw, and I think most people who watched the fight like what they saw from Caleb Plant. From the Benavidez side of things, he was rematching a man in Ronald Graville, I should say, that gave him some problems. I think I'm in the small minority who thought Graville actually edged out the first fight, but he left no doubts in the second fight. Absolutely went in there, outclassed him, and showed that he was the much, much better and superior fighter. And I look at both these fighters, and both of them, I think, should fight. I think these guys should fight each other at some point. And it should be some point within the next year and next 18 months. I'll let you see both these guys fight each other. And I'll tell you why I want to see them fight each other. Obviously, we'll start from the business standpoint. Like Al Heyman, both of them are signed to Al Heyman, so there is no promotional issue that's going to hinder that fight happening. That's number one. Number two, stylistically, fantastic fight, because you have, and I think for both of them, they both kind of need to fight each other, because the way both fighter styles are, it's a kind of fighter that could give them fits. Like, we'll start with Benavidez. Benavidez fighting a guy like Plant. He's never fought a guy like Plant, a guy that's slick, can counterpunch, can box, can move, has power. Just multi-dimensional. Real sound fighter. He hasn't fought one of those kind of guys yet. The two best ones on his resume are Rogelio Medina and Ronald Graville. Two solid names, but two guys who ultimately are solid one-dimensional fighters. Now, with Plant fighting a guy like Benavidez, he fought Medina, and you saw towards the latter part of that fight, Medina started to find Plant. He started to find the range with Plant. He started to hit Plant the more he opened up. So I think for people who have watched Caleb Plant fight and control fight after fight after fight against overmatched opposition, we want to see Caleb Plant in there with somebody who is high volume, high work rate, and can hurt him. And that's why I think we will truly learn about how good Caleb Plant really is. And he's a good fighter. I think he's definitely a top 10 168-pounder at this moment in time. And right now, that fight's probably, because I'm not sure if the WBC has updated their website since the win to I'm not sure they updated the ranking since Plant beat Medina, but right now at the time I'm shooting this video, I'm looking at it. In the WBC rankings, Caleb Plant is the 24th ranked fighter in those rankings, so he still has some ways to go before he's in more of a position to fight Benavidez. But rankings aside, it's a fight that I think should happen at some point, because just simply look, you got the 168-pound tournament where those guys are still fighting each other. So none of the Al Heyman guys, nor top ranked guys, are going to go into that tournament. It has more of like a European flavor to it. Kale Sondland and all them guys are running that tournament. Richard Schaefer, all those guys. So it just makes sense. Like, it makes sense, for Benavidez, for Plant. They both had step-up fights recently. They both passed their step-up fights and or rematches with flying colors. And they're both signed to Al Heyman, and they both have stylistic differences, which usually make for good fights. So I like to see it happen, because, quite frankly, I know Benavidez is talented. I know Caleb Plant is talented, but you don't really know how good they are because we haven't really seen them in there with the top of the top. And that's what I want, man. I think, speaking from the Benavidez standpoint of things, you look at his ceiling being how young as he is. What is he, like 21, 22? Um, he got there against Gavril, and he started using that jab when he started fighting more than his height, and he became a very dangerous fighter to beat, punching from all kinds of angles. He is what we call in sports and what we would call in boxing a young phenom, and I'd like to see how that young phenom handles another guy who, not in terms of his age, but more so of his experience, is also a young phenom to a lesser extent in Caleb Plant. So make the fight, all right? Make the damn fight happen, at some point, because I think it's a fight that boxing fans would like. I think it's a fight that'd be very entertaining, and I think it's a fight that the super middleweight division needs to clarify the ever-growing landscape. So that's just my take on everything. Caleb Plant, David Benavidez. It's a fight that I think Al Heyman and his people, the fine folks at PBC, should go look into. And that's just what it is, man. So you guys let me know what you think. Benavidez, Plant, maybe two.
Please close the door, bro, and lock it. So, what happened? Did you mess your video up?
Yeah, I messed my video up. Yeah, I was literally just wrapping it up too. You know what? F it. That's what it is, guys. So Caleb Plant, Benavidez, leave your comments down below.